Tuesday. We were just going to go ahead and do a regular Greenlight gathering then, and I was not well, and things went kind of sideways for a little bit there. But hey, these things they happen sometimes. So, how y'all doing today, chat? How are we doing today? What about the dung beetle? Ha ha. All right, and it is that was quick. Seeing the swirl. Yep. We have our soft demon, warm demon, little ball of hate today. Because we actually have some stuff. We actually had some really strange shit go on this week, and as a result, this will not be the standard Greenlight gathering, but more we are going to have a little mini podcast up front. All right, 9 of you guys watching right now. Come on, I'm pretty sure we can do a little bit better than that. Okay, let's go with the standard little ball of hate. Ha! So, what's there? Okay, hey, right on, flashing cats. All right. So, big news this week. Valve has decided it's going to stick its head even further up its ass. There are some people that like this idea. There are some people that don't. And if you have been hiding under a rock for the last 3 or 4 days, we're just going to get right down to it. With me today, I have a flying brick.
Morning. I feel like death.
Which we're probably going to wind up throwing through a few windows this week. Lovely Kitty.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Ratchet.
I want to die again, as usual.
The Mellow, who has recently graduated from intern status.
Hi, and what does that mean? What does that make me now?
Regular team member?
Super
I don't know,
intern.
something like that.
It took me a year for promotion. Great.
And of course, Sanji Himura.
Well, at least I'm the new guy now, so what does that make?
Hang on, what does that make me?
That makes you one of 2 resident Australians and the art director.
Sweet.
Which
And
is
also that useful object to throw at others. I told you.
yeah, that too.
Brick. A flying brick.
Yeah. So, for the record, this little group here also represents a small development studio. We are actually between Brick, Mellow, Ratchet, and myself. We are actually currently working on a game. We're gonna drag the other 2 kicking and screaming. It's okay. All right.
Joy.
No. Nobody's actually really all that close to death. So yes, that kitty has claws.
The kitty has claws.
Yes, this is lovely Kete when you really upset her. So let's talk. Let's talk Valposts, and we mean this right here. All right.
All 32 pixels.
Richard, you are whilst no longer the newest member of the mod team, you are a valuable member of the mod team, and we appreciate you. We appreciate having you. So how's it go? How's it been going there for you, Richard? I know you're going to. I think you said you were going someplace else next year. All right. So evolving Steam, it says. Yeah. Okay. This is the Steam blog from. Oh, yesterday. Absolutely.
Yesterday.
So, we're going to go around the table. We're going to read this out for you all, and then we're going to comment. Who wants to read first?
You.
Me? No.
I'm happy to volunteer if no one else will.
Well, actually, why don't we start with Brick? We'll let her off. We'll let her off the hook first.
Brick?
Oh, Brick. Brick. I think she may be
I
upset.
think. I think she went to do something.
Maybe she's pretending not to be there so she can get away with reading.
Or maybe she's just being coy and trying to bait me into saying something silly. I don't know. Whatever. All right.
Okay.
Since Brick is currently playing hard to get, other volunteer.
Okay.
I guess I'll do it.
Okay. I was going to do it. Do it here.
You can go next, Kitty. It'll be great.
Okay.
Okay, getting started. Evolving Steam. When we consider any new features or changes for Steam, our primary goal is to make customers happy. When we measure that happiness by how well we are able to connect consumers with great content. We come to realize that in order to serve this goal, we need to move away from a small group of people here at Valve trying to predict which games would appeal to vastly different groups of customers. Thus, over Steam's 13-year history, we have gradually moved from a tightly curated store to a more direct distribution model. In the coming months, we are planning to take the next step in this process by removing the largest obstacle to having a direct path to Greenlight. Our goal is to provide developers and publishers with a more direct publishing path and ultimately connect gamers with even more great content.
Okay, the removal of Greenlight will actually serve a couple of purposes. Number one, it's gonna make it a lot harder for folks like us to do the job of helping to assisting in the curation of what actually gets to the store. We can't be the guardians of Greenlight if there's no Greenlight. We'd have to be the critics of the upcoming releases or something, or I don't know, whatever. Or start looking at like Itch.io and determining what's tasty. But yeah, that would be a train wreck.
A dark day in history.
Okay.
But for some of the other things, we're going to have to look a little deeper. Let's see what we learned from Greenlight.
Can I just say that I'm not sure they
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, Mello.
Yeah,
I was saying that I'm finding it a bit weird. I was going to say that I find it a bit weird by saying their primary goal was to make customers happy, yet they've waited 5 years to do something about it.
Oh.
And what they're doing seems to be developers or Greenlight asset flippers were shoveling shit over this wall, and there were a few times when people put the block up and get the game removed, and Steam have just gone, nah, fuck it, let's get rid of the wall, is really what it seems
Also,
like.
why are they saying we've come to realise that in order to serve this goal, we need to move away from a small group of people at Valve trying to predict which games would appeal to vastly different groups of customers? They're saying that, yet at the same time they're saying outright that they're removing the same system that's doing this job for them.
Yeah, well, they have their detailed analysis. We'll go over that too. So,
Me?
Yes, Kitty, one paragraph from you, please, about what they've learned.
After the launch of Steam Greenlight, we realized that it was a useful stepping stone for moving to a more direct distribution system, but it still left us short of that goal. Along the way, it helped us lower the barrier to publishing for many developers while delivering many great new games to Steam. There are now over 100 Greenlight titles that have made at least $1 million each, and many of those would likely not have been published in the old, heavily curated Steam store.
Okay.
Wow. Those unforeseen successes made it abundant.
One paragraph.
Oh, sorry.
Leave some for everybody else now. Okay. Yes, that was their goal, was to kind of move to a more directed distribution system, and no, Greenlight was not perfect, and they said that up front. At the same time, Greenlight gave us a low bar of entry for pretty much anybody to shovel whatever shit they could. And
Yep.
some of them would do that, others took the opportunity to abuse it greatly. you know, Digital Homicide and some of the other people that we've covered here. Okay,
Berdiev, Elective, Elusive
Birdiev,
Team, Road to Big
Fatfly,
Star.
yeah, Road to Big Star. I mean, you just have to look. Yeah, yeah, that would be my idea there, Cuddles. Keep Greenlight, but actually do some moderation. Actually moderate the damn thing so that when shit
That's
goes
my standpoint
sideways,
as well.
well, part of the problem with Greenlight is we were getting games greenlit despite the fact that they had overwhelming negative votes. And the reason for that is they were judging what would actually work based on some cryptic number of targeted upvotes. If they had taken the ratio into account, if they were doing it by ratio and not by just a flat number, then they probably would have gotten a different. They probably would have wound up with a different set of games, and that I think is where Greenlight was actually failing. Of course, that's
And
my.
beyond
Go ahead,
and
Simon.
beyond that, I think if they took the ratio into account, I think the Greenlight would have been a lot more successful at stopping garbage like all the Unit Z clones or Digital Homicide for starters.
Well, some of DigiHom's games would have made it. Most would not have.
Yes,
I wrote a blog post on this.
Well, they already wrote a blog post.
No, I was gonna do that. I wrote a blog post on this on why, that many gaming thing. But I wrote this thing and I even sent it off to Valve about how it's a system. It takes Greenlight and adds to it. So the games get greenlit, but the people who opt in to play the games have to download and play the games. And if they think it's shit, it gets removed. It's basically a play testing.
One thing that I could never understand, it was the blatant vote boosting that Valve either didn't want to see or was simply disregarding.
Well, I'm not sure.
I wouldn't even go to the levels to say that Steam or Valve completely ignored vote boosting, because I think in one session of Ask Me Anything or in the guidelines on Steam or answered a question by a developer, I think Steam stated that if your game's vote boosted and it got a substantial amount of votes, they said it would still get greenlit, but the time between the pending and the actual green light of the item would just be delayed if vote boosting was used.
All right, and we have Nils Munch, one of our favorite developers in the chat here. He was responsible for a game called Last Will quite some time ago. He says also problem was a bit that it was asking the Greenlight user, would you buy this game without knowing anything about the price? And that could itself turn into an issue. You are correct.
What game was it? Sorry.
Oh, Nils over here in the chat. Nice guy. I like
what
him.
game did he make? Sorry.
He made a game called Last Will.
Oh, I think that's the one you told me about. He asset flipped it, but actually remade, tweaked all the assets to make it not an asset flip.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
He did quite a bit of work on that. Yeah. Some of the assets remained unchanged. Some of the assets were poked around at in ways that made things interesting. He actually, in one room, he actually inserted a whole. He had most of the hanging artwork done more or less from scratch, etc., etc.
I think that Niels was one of the few developers that we encountered that actually wanted feedback.
Yes, he did want feedback. He even used that feedback to make the game better, and that was a really neat thing. I liked that. That's the kind of behavior you want to see in a developer.
Amazingly, there's a few out there. I mean, it's rare. You've got to shovel through 10 kilos of horse shit, but you get one.
Yeah, this one, Nils was actually a very lovely critter. He came in, he sat down and talked to us on a review for a review of the developer. We played his game for a little bit, made some suggestions, and just went forward from there. All right.
Anyway, should we continue with the post?
Hmm?
Should we continue with the post?
Yep, we should continue. Mellow, it's your turn.
Okay. Whereabouts were we? Here we
These
go.
unforeseen.
These unforeseen successes made it abundantly clear that there are many different audiences on Steam, each looking for a different experience. For example, we see some people that sink thousands of hours into one or two games, while others purchase dozens of titles each year and play portions of each. Some customers are really excited about 4X strategy games, while others just buy visual novels.
Okay. Greenlight also exposed two key problems we still needed to address: improving the entire pipeline for bringing new content to Steam and finding more ways to connect customers to the types of content they wanted. They've been, yeah. Okay.
I don't think that these are two key problems. The key problems are much down there. But
I'd probably argue and say that those are the key problems. There's just so many issues that Greenlight has that you can't. That those are the two key ones that are outlining from the rest of the issues that they have.
Yeah, everything else comes down from there, just like the four fundamental interactions.
Yeah, like all the problems Greenlight has are just sub problems based off of those two key issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the second one more than the first when you think about it, because it comes down to, okay, did the customer really want this, or is somebody just or did somebody try and push this through? And it's hard to detect really initially, unless you've already worked out the behavior of certain groups, and that's what places like and that's what folks like us have been doing for years.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can
Hang
hear
I
out,
you.
can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
So it was a
I
technical
might have
issue
heard
that
the
ran you off.
clicking noise before. Yeah.
Yeah, I had it.
I'm not getting any waveform on Hangouts because I usually get the little dots that say I'm talking, but nope, they're not coming up. I was mute for a while, weren't coming up. I was talking for a while, they weren't coming up. So, yay, Hangouts.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah,
And now
no.
I've made my hand sore testing my mic because to test my mic, I snap my fingers.
Ah.
Yeah, that's probably what you heard in the background. And I've actually hurt myself doing that.
Okay. And yes,
I can hurt myself doing anything.
Yes, Greenlight is easily abused, and it drug up a whole cottage industry to go with it. And I don't know if they've actually. I don't know if they've actually.
Yellow Army cough.
All right, you sent me a link there, Violent Death.
Violent Death, we'll be looking at that later. We're just going to read through this first, and then we're going to go into deep analysis of that and the link that you sent him. I know which one you're talking about.
Well, if you know which one you're talking about, because I'm not seeing it.
Hoopty, you're 100% right, and they actually go through what makes those two issues bad, which they go really basic on it, but yeah, they don't have much of a clue from what I can see. Yeah. I don't have anything against Valve, but really the community mods just kind of, if they think that the issues are these two,
you gotta
the pipeline
realize
not
that
being good enough.
The other thing you have to realize is that Valve's sum total is about 350 people. Okay. So it's.
I'm just reading the chat. No, Nils has a really good point about how votes should carry different weight. I actually don't think that's true because you'd get people who play the long game, literally leveling up their votes so they could swing that more weight. So they'd be able to say, "Oh, I have this really powerful maxed vote level. Pay me $20 and I'll do a really good vote on your game or something." And there's of course people who just literally level about 20 accounts that way too. So,
and there will be people that will do that. They'll card hunt they'll card hunt and make badges until they're up to like level until they're at 9,000 plus, and then just keep going.
TMA,
That's
they can. Yeah, sorry. They can afford that many people. It's ridiculous.
they can.
They've got all these excuses like, oh, but I do understand they're working on Source 2 at the moment. They're working on VR title and
But they don't
apparently
have.
another
But they don't
title.
have very many people covering a global enterprise in terms of
Yeah.
support. So
The face of PC gaming. When you think PC gaming,
Again,
you
that's
think
sort of a
Steam.
problem. That's sort of a problem with Valve themselves. They should probably try and employ more people to get actual job coverage of what they can handle.
yeah,
They need more grunt workers.
and
That's
they
what
don't,
I can tell.
and
They
they
have no
frankly
grunt
don't have them
workers.
because 350 includes the guy sweeping the floor. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'd say 350 would be there, just the core staff. But yeah,
Actually, 350 is the total number of people. 350-ish is the total number of people they actually employ. 350 for their core staff would probably be, well, that would still be low considering if you're talking
Not
about
really.
Steam here, you're still talking about way too few
You're
people.
not sad. I know for a fact that Rooster Teeth employs more people.
Yes, and they do very little comparatively. Okay. Oh, there's the link. Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's that.
Here's the thing. Voting systems and that need to evolve to the modern age. There's most democracy / other forms of votes are done because you know how many voters there are. The problem with online is the sky's the
vote
limit
can
for
be
the
swayed.
number of voters. There's no set.
Look what 4chan does to vote. Any site that has a voting poll.
Yeah, they just raided and fuck with the results. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
With it.
Same with the collective Russian circle jerk. I've been raving about like a strange woman with a tinfoil hat.
Right. And
There's
yes,
a Chinese one as well. So
okay. Violent death, yes,
Sting.
I do. I remember this. I actually read that one last night. I do know what you're talking about now. My apologies. I hadn't connected the YouTube name with your Discord handle. Sorry, I should have. It was actually silly of me. So,
Del, only the core people are with that photo. Del, sorry.
all right.
No,
Look at
I-
the Valve team photo.
didn't I say look at Rooster Teeth, not Rooster Teeth has more? Because I know for a fact
you
that I
said
think
Rooster Teeth
Rooster-
had more.
Oh, okay.
You said it, but they
Oh,
probably do.
that's
but
right.
when-
That photo was their Austin offices. They literally have two other offices.
as well as they have one in Australia, as
Yeah.
well as
Yeah.
when they take
do
the
RTX
photos.
Sydney.
Yeah, when most teams do the photos, it's only the core team that gets the photos. You don't get
Yeah.
the guys that work on the the people that work on sound and shit. Only the musicians and
Well, you see a lot, Nels. You see a lot of shit being shoveled onto the App Store too. All right, Brick, you are
And
Brick. It is your turn to read.
what thing are we up to?
These improvements.
No, to solve.
Where's to
Oh
solve?
yeah,
There it
never
is.
mind.
Okay. To solve these problems, a lot of work was done behind the scenes, where we overhauled the developer publishing tools in Steamworks to help developers get closer to their customers. Other work has been much more visible, such as discovery updates, the introduction of features like user reviews, discovery queues, user tags, Steamline refunds, bullshit, and Steam curators.
Yeah, Steam Curators was a program that went tits up fairly quickly. Ratchet?
No one uses it, or no one uses it properly.
it's all Steam. All curators is watch the YouTuber review.
Yeah, basically.
Streamline refunds was thanks to Australia, and the rest of you better thank us for that because we don't have Australian dollars. We got fucked, so you people will get refunds.
That's really weird. Even GOG has Aussie dollars.
Yeah, Steam doesn't have Australian dollars because they said we don't do business in Australia because they were being sued by the Australian Consumer Corporation. So
Right.
And yet
They
the ACCC still won.
yeah.
It's
We
kind of
We got-
different from the you do business in Arizona argument because,
know.
yeah,
All
I
right.
had to make the joke.
All right.
I just, yeah.
Ratchet, your turn.
Yep. sorry, I've just sprained my thumb. Oh, it's going black. All right, well, these improvements will allow more developers to publish their games. What?
I said get the cleaver.
Yeah,
Shush.
I don't know.
Bite down on the stick, you get the cleaver.
Shush.
Solves the problem.
Break.
All right, one sec.
All right,
Copping
Ratchet,
it.
from the top.
From the top. Fuck me. All right. These improvements allow more developers to publish their games and connect with relevant gamers on Steam. One of the clearest metrics is that the average time consumers spend playing games on Steam has steadily increased since the first Discovery update. No fucking shit. Over the same time period, the average number of titles purchased on Steam by individual customers has doubled. No fucking shit again. Both of these data points suggest that we're achieving our goal of helping users find more games that they enjoy playing. You can read a more detailed analysis on the Gamer Sutra. First thing I'd like to point out, and I'd like to take the floor straight away, is that no fucking shit that they get more more players and more playtime and more games purchased because Steam is becoming more popular as a platform overall. This is not because of their updates, their developer updates. This is because of games like Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive that have become popular in the community and PC gaming becoming popular in the past 5 years.
Because the consoles
you
are shit.
Yeah, you can't turn around and point and go, it's our program.
My house is going to be burned down in 2 days, don't worry.
All
It's
right.
Okay.
stupid. It's
So let's have a look.
it's because
So
of their
let's have a
updates.
look at these. Let's have a look at this data here, real quick. Okay. There we go. All right. Alden Kroll is the UI designer over at Valve Software. Blah blah blah. Reprinted with permission. Let's have a look at their data points. Daily games in Steam main capsule. This is what they were doing beforehand, and this goes all the way up through December 2016. So over the last couple of years, it's gone from not great to way the hell up there. But we do not unique games featured. That's the number of games that are actually wound up on Steam. And that's for
So all those shitty 99-cent games
amongst other things.
count towards
Customer
that.
purchase
24.
conversion for the main set capsule increased by 27%. Annual new packages per Steam user. This would be the average number of...
Maybe because their sales are... Oh, fuck me. This is annoying the shit out of me because that is obviously an increase because of new consumers.
Right.
Yeah.
New
As well as-
consumers,
As well as
they
the
changed
dearth
how
of
the
cheap-ass
sales work
games.
as well.
As well as a flood of cheap games. And
But
of
their
course,
consumer-
if you've got more, and here we go, we have 2014, 2015, 2016. You notice there's
More
a big gap.
people
They're not
playing.
giving us any numbers to.
No,
compared
we're
to,
getting us
yeah.
a little bar graph.
Yeah.
We get the horizontal, but not the vertical. And without that
Yeah.
that vertical graduation, it's almost meaningless, except in terms of ratio. So we're getting
only
a significant.
showing-
We
it's
were
only
getting
showing
a
as an
significant.
increase.
Hey, floor. We're getting we got a significant upgrade between 2014 and 2015, but you're seeing a diminishing return between 2015 and 2016. You're seeing the same thing here from 2009, 2012, 2013 was almost identical, and then you see a big jump to 2014, and then again in 2016, and that's because you're getting a large number of very cheap games, etc. Games earning
And
more than
again,
200,000.
things like Dota,
Okay.
things like Dota 2,
Okay.
CS:GO,
Okay. Can
and
we? Hey, Floor.
yeah.
Floor. Okay. Again, no vertical graduation. We don't know how many games this actually represents, but we're still seeing an uptick that slows down substantially, right in here. Okay, 2011, 2012, and then you're getting then it goes up it goes up quite a ways, and now you're starting to see that diminishing return again.
2013 was
seems
the
to
year
start-
of indie.
It only
Right.
seemed to start coming in once Greenlight was actually introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're
Because
talking
Greenlight was introduced back in 2012.
right. And between 2012 and 2013, they saw a massive increase, and they start seeing some increases. We don't actually see the 2013 numbers right here, but this here needs to be in better context. Where is 2012 and 2013? We need those. We need that information because we need to get.
That annoys me, that one,
Yeah,
because more people on Steam. I know people that joined Steam in 2014, and the average hours played, of course, would go up because your sales and the people playing your games are going up. It's just, it's growth. It's consumer, and it's growth of your company and getting more consumers in. That can be explained logically. Like, look, you can look at any company that has become popular and is selling products, and you can see that it's like Blizzard. You'll see that Blizzard in 2000 all the way up to 2004 they go up, and then they drop off as Mr. Pandari come out, and then they go back up again because of fucking Overwatch. It's the same.
And Diablo
It is the
3.
same system. Yeah, it is the same system. You look at any game company that's dipped in the last few years and then released something that's lost its shit. The game earnings, the average annual play time, the average annual users, and all that kind of crap will go up on this scale. This isn't because of. I don't think this is because of their updates and because of Greenlight. This is just a natural progression that will happen in any consumer sales, anything really. It's just.
Actually, may I? It's not directly related to Greenlight, but Steam shoots their own feet regarding their buying system because different regions they offer different pricing for different regions. For example, I'm region locked, and I cannot buy a game as a gift for anyone that's outside my region. So, for example, I would not be able to buy a gift for any one of you unless you live from Costa Rica down.
Right.
So
And in that narrow section of planet we call South America.
yeah. So they shoot themselves on their feet. They offer a different range of pricing because South America equals poor people, and then I can only buy gifts for people from South America. I cannot buy a game as a gift for anybody else. If I want to give a game as a gift, I have to send PayPal money to for this person so that this person can buy on their currency.
Okay.
That's not for everyone, is it? Like, there are certain games you can buy.
As far as I know,
it's certain regions. I think Russia's another one because
it's cheaper there.
I think their currency collapsed recently in the last couple of years.
Oh wow, yeah, that's true. On the flip side, as being in the United States, or Sanji or Mello, can buy for almost everybody on the planet. If I buy a game and I send it to Kete down in Brazil, they don't care.
They don't.
Just want to disclose that isn't an invite for anybody.
You can buy me a copy of Hotline Miami 2 and send it to me because that's how Steam works.
But you won't be able to
hopefully
activate
they don't change that.
Actually,
you can activate it. You can activate it. That's how I got my copy.
Ah.
They could give the option of, okay, you want to give this as a gift for someone outside your region, then your price will be like this. They suck as a store.
Well,
okay, the person you want to give the present, the gift, is in your region. Yes, no. Yes, then you proceed. No, you proceed with a different price. I'm okay with that. But they don't give you the option of continue to giving a gift to anyone else. They suck as a store.
Croc, can I have the floor?
Sure.
Okay. You know how we were discussing games released on Steam over the last 3 or so years?
Uh-huh.
Well, anyway, Kotaku has an article out saying that nearly 38% of all Steam releases were done in this last year alone.
42.
And they actually
the last number I caught was 42.
What was 48?
65% of that 42% is all using Unity assets.
Because I
Okay,
remember Steam Spy was the one that
the
came
number
up with.
the number that I got from Kotaku this is actual number of games released on Steam in the last year was 4,207, which is 38% of Steam's entire library.
Right.
In the last
Hell
3
no.
years, however, going back to 2014, that number doubles to 8,943.
Ouch.
There's some context for you.
That just means that Greenlight is going to be primarily responsible for all of that.
Mostly,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Can I have the floor?
Yes, please.
But it doesn't also take into account the fact that they changed how sales work. Sales used to be... Sorry if I'm shouting, I'm faffing around with something that's started to be really loud. But basically, they changed it to the flash sales, and they changed the flash sales to just highlighted sales. And yeah, they haven't taken that into account. They haven't taken a lot of things into account.
Right.
Okay.
It's essentially they've stripped away a lot of the data points that make them look bad.
Well, they
So,
seem to have kept shit as vague as possible. I have sent that Gama Sutra article off to our economist to have a look at, and I'm pretty sure she's going to respond with, "What the fuck does this mean?" For those of you who are interested, the resident economist is actually my wife. So, literally our resident economist. I talked to her about this, and she said, "That was stupid. What the fuck are you doing that for? Or what the fuck are they doing that for?" All right. A better path for digital distribution. The next step in these improvements, such as they're supposed to be, is to establish a direct sign-up system for developers to put their games on Steam. This new path, which we're calling Steam Direct, is targeted for spring 2017 and will replace Steam Greenlight. Well, okay. That's gonna give us a lot less work to do, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
We'll ask new developers to complete a set of digital paperwork, personal or company verification, tax documents, similar to the process of applying for a bank account. Once set up, developers will pay a recoupable application fee. So what? You pay an application fee, and when your game gets released, then you get it back? Is that what's going on here? For each new title they wish to distribute, which is intended to decrease the noise in the submission pipeline. Okay then. That would put Digital Homicide in a hurt locker. 16 games in one day. I remember that one. Does anybody else remember that shit?
I also remember that they had 56 games in total through Steam and Greenlight.
And that would have ranged based on the range that they're talking about in the next paragraph. That would have been anywhere from $5,600 up all the way up to $253,000. So
Wow. Yeah.
while we have invested heavily in our content pipeline personally,
What happened to one paragraph?
I'm just gonna carry on with the next one. We're still debating They're still debating the publishing fee for Steam Direct. Is it a deposit or a fee, or is it even going to be recoupable? You need to be a little more clear in your language here, Alden. We talked to several developers and studios about an appropriate fee, and they gave us a range of responses from as low as $100 to as high as $5,000. Anything more than $500, and you're going to cut the vast majority of critters out, and and all of the free games that we've been getting will not happen. There are pros and cons to either end of the spectrum, and we'd like to gather more feedback before settling on a number. My guess would be that they're probably going to try somewhere in the mid range, between 1,500 and about $4,500, or about 4,000, which would still be quite a lot.
At that point, it'd be easier to look for a publisher.
Yeah, at that point, it would be easier to look for a publisher that can actually pony up the cash. And
not hard to do.
Like I said, I can see lots of people being exploited by so-called partners.
Yeah, by
Microcross.
The high number probably was by the bigger developers that go to Greenlight to kind of kill the indie developers and people that submit as developers, but I don't know. There are people who can develop rank and
Hibachi, you're 100% right. Yeah, there's sites like which we point out every day, Itch.io and fucking GameJolt, and we tell people to use those sites. So I think $1,000 would be a fair amount for a title. I'd say 500 to 1,000. I know people are going to argue with me, but I would be happy to pay $1,000 if it got that shit off.
If we were actually going to get it back, in some reasonably short time frame, this would happen. This would create two things. Number one, it would mean that developers would not be pushing games nearly as early in development as we see in Greenlight. And two, because they would actually be able to get their money back fairly quickly. But the flip side of that is we might still see the occasional free game. There's a lot of people out there that put their first game up for free, thinking, "Wow, cool, let's do this," and try and make a little bit of a name for ourselves before we start asking for money. I know I had that thought. I wouldn't do it. Once this Steam Direct thing goes into play, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't touch that with a kettle prod.
Here's something that I want to bring up about Hibachi.
Rick?
Okay. One problem is it implies that your game would make it back. No, it wouldn't. You've got to really, especially if you're doing something for a real niche market.
Okay.
It's encouraging conformity rather than being unique.
Not necessarily.
no, I
If-
don't.
Sanji,
If
chill out.
sorry.
Chill out for a sec. Now, Mela, you were going to say something?
I was just going to bring up Hibachi came up with the argument under $1,000 card farms and spam will still be going strong. I'd say that's true, but again, you have to look at the other side of the spectrum of what Croc was saying before, that other developers will still be cut out if that sort of fee or whatever it is that Steam want to call it is apparent. Because they're just limiting out the market that they're going to be getting in further, and then even good quality games and ones that aren't card farms will be affected by that.
Mm-hmm.
And then again,
I have a question for Beth. How exactly do you, where exactly, how exactly you came to the conclusion that it would generate conformity?
It's because niche titles, the little niche experimental titles, wouldn't come up nearly as often. And if you have to take a significant upfront financial risk, then you're going to try and get something that will sell.
Excuse me, I asked Greg.
Yes,
not
ma'am.
you.
I think that one, they wouldn't take the risk, they wouldn't bother putting the time and effort in, and two, they'd be too paranoid they wouldn't make the bloody money back, because oh no, we're only probably going to get like about 20 sales on this game. Even if we price it at $20, we're still not going to make the grand back.
Well, that's the assumption.
You know what
that
I
Valve,
mean? Like,
that's working off of the assumption that Valve isn't going to get. It says they say it's recoupable. My expectation would be that Valve would either cut out their chunk of the sales up to whatever the amount they come up with is,
that's what I
or
thought too.
Valve would give the money back as soon as it hit the store, or at some point in the very near future beyond that.
I'd say percentage.
And
I
if
don't really think
it doesn't hit the store, your money is toast.
I don't really think that Valve will really give the submission back, because if Valve give the money back, then there's no real point of implementing the fee in the first place, because that still means that they're still going to be flooded with submission after submission, which is the thing that they're saying in the post that they want to prevent.
What it is it's like giving your keys to the bartender when you go to a bar to get drunk. That's what they're
Exactly.
doing. Which works. It does work. Because the bartender goes, no, you're drunk. You're not having your keys back. Steam goes, no, this game is absolute shit. We're not giving your money back. Get the fuck off our store.
But that implies that a small number would not get their keys back. But I think a large number would.
I think.
And it's.
Well, if you don't release the game, you're obviously not going to get your money back. That would be the thing. We don't.
Yeah. I think it would also pressure devs into releasing earlier, just to try and recoup the money.
It
Like
would
releasing earlier in development.
It would push them into putting more time into developing the game before they put it up on Greenlight or whatever the fuck it's called now.
Before it goes to Steam.
Yeah, they will put more effort into it because they want you to look at it and go, "Oh, this looks interesting," not you to look at it and go, "Fucking bullshit." It's like,
I don't know. If you look at a lot of things, you'd go, "That doesn't look any good." Look at the game I'm playing now and tell me if that looked any good when you first saw it.
Okay.
You cut me break. Croc and I reviewed a game this past week that was in early access, $10, and it was completely unfinished. With the character spawned under the water. So yeah, this kind of thing is what we would like not to see. Early access tag $10 for an unfinished game that was Greenlight. Will this continue to happen? That's the thing. That's the question.
And my guess would be no, it might not, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more early access titles that actually did that.
I think this will remove the concept of early access because developers will have to have an almost finished game to release. They won't be able to just half-ass a game out. And I mean, you can make it look pretty.
I'd know.
I don't really think
they'd make it look pretty. They'd make like the first 2 levels look pretty and say, "Oh no, it's in early access. We're going to be tweaking stuff," or it's just going to move and control like ass.
I don't think that's really true, because if their problem is with early access, then they should probably just do something about early access. Don't target on the Greenlight, because games are coming in onto Steam early access that aren't even from Greenlight.
And there's stuff getting on the store without even going through Greenlight that's crap. So, yeah. I used examples.
Because, I mean, wasn't there a AAA development company that ended up going on to Steam early access?
Conan Exiles. It's by
Conan
Funcom.
Exiles, that was it.
And
what's the other one?
there is actually a video for Conan Exiles, but apparently the upload failed, so it didn't post yesterday like it was supposed to. And needless to say, the impressions of it were not good.
This Conan Exiles is just.
I can name off a few that are proper publishers that have had titles on Steam before. There's Tripwire Interactive, Daybreak. What was another one that?
Sega, Asteroids.
Yeah,
And they actually did a green light on it.
Mhm.
They basically dumped it and said, "Oh, it's unfinished," or they said it's finished in our eyes, and it's not.
No.
You're not going to stop.
I
them.
do think early access does have a place with some, like if they just want to put it in early access, sort of like a open beta program, which I think is what
Yeah.
early access should have been, rather than what it is. Rather than having to buy stuff in alpha, you have to buy it in like late beta. Use it as a late beta rather than a here's the earliest possible build we've made of this.
Okay. How about we finish? How about we wrap up this blog post and we'll move on. 3 paragraphs. Brick, Kitty, and Sunji.
all at once.
I'll
In that
go
order.
first. I'll go first. We want. Damn it! It keeps blurring out of me. I'm trying to read it off your screen. Hold on. Up on mine.
Do what I did, give up and open a new tab.
Yeah, I'm just doing that now. Okay, right down the bottom. We want to make sure Steam is a welcoming environment for all developers. Shouldn't fucking be. Digital Homicide got on. Who are all serious about treating customers fairly and making quality gaming experiences. The updates we've made over the past few years have been paving the way for improvements and how new titles get onto Steam. And Steam Direct represents just one more step in our ongoing process of making Steam better. I have to say this, make Steam great again.
All right.
Fun fact, people think he's literally the reincarnation of Hitler because he was born the day Hitler died.
Okay. Kitty? I think you're next.
Although I don't think that's true, but it's a funny enough story.
Yeah, well.
People believe it, yeah. That's crazy.
I haven't given a shit enough to research. It's just a funny story.
Yeah, kidding.
Kitty.
Nope. Ratchet, you get
He's
2.
gone.
I thought it was Sanji. Sanjay.
Sanji
I can't
was supposed
say
to be last.
Oh, Ratchet gets kitties then.
Okay. I don't know
Is
what
that
Kitty
really
so-
small one in the middle?
Yeah, you get the one-liner.
Right.
Or you
We
can take them
intend to
both
keep
and cut the
yeah.
Sanji out. Hold on a second here.
I feel like that skit from Little Britain where he makes them talk, like he makes them read the book, and he's like 3 at a time, 2 at a time.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like.
Yeah, well. All right. Why don't you wrap it up for us, Ratchet? We'll cut Sanji out.
Alright. We intend to keep iterating on Steam's shopping experience, the content pipeline, and everything in between. Good delay. As we prepare to make these changes, we welcome your feedback and input on this and any other Steam issues. As always, we'll continue to read the community's discussions throughout Steam forums and the web at large, and we'll look forward to hearing your thoughts. And the first 2 comments are in Russian. And someone said, "Kill yourself." Oh, I love this.
Finally, no
Russian
joke.
kill
You gotta
yourself.
love the internet.
Crappy non-playable shit. Everything below 1K will make Steam a total garbage. Well, okay, you don't. All right.
He mustn't look at Greenlight very often then. If he thinks
Apparently
that-
not.
Mm.
And there was a guy in the
Still.
chat before. I'd like to bring this point up. I can't remember who you are. Say hello so I can fucking credit you. But he basically said $5,000 is fuck all because it would force developers to put their games on itch.io and on GameJolt and actually advertise them like developers had to do back in like 2009, 2010. Indie developers actually had to go to people and go to go to PAX and places like that to advertise their game.
Yep, and that is.
That's what Devolver's doing for devs that can't get into America at the moment.
I like about Devolver. They are the Adult Swim of game development. Actually, Adult Swim has a game development studio for indies as well. So
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
if you're an indie dev and you want to go with a studio, Green Man, good old games.
Guardians of Itch.io. No, Zaxter, don't even go there.
No
man.
advertising. No
Not a bad idea.
advertising.
We're actually going to be poking around with a couple of different options after Greenlight goes south to try and keep up a flow of content for you guys, but we're not sure exactly how we're not yet sure how exactly that's going to work. So,
Oil. Guardian of the Beach.
actually, Nils, you can to a point. Humble Bundle
Guardians of
does
the
do a little
Asset
bit of its
Store.
own. Green Man Gaming does its own publishing.
Humble Bundle doesn't do. Humble Bundle is self-publishing, so but yeah, the studios I'd recommend would be Green Man and the other two I said before, Devolver and Adult Swim, because they work with the indies and they will change prices based on what you want. They won't fuck you over like some studios do. And
And
if
they won't
you
make
go
you
with
put out pointless DLC
Yeah.
either.
They won't force you to put out DLC. And if you get a publisher that says they're a publisher but still go through Greenlight or whatever the new system is, they're not a publisher. Don't go with them. No actual
Just
publisher.
tell them to
You want to
F
go with a
off.
publisher. Yeah, you want to go with a publisher that's good with Steam, like one that's in with Steam, not one that's like, oh yeah, we'll put your game up on Greenlight for you, and then we'll take, they pay $100 that you could have paid, and then they take 10 or 15% of your cut.
Actually, some of the numbers I've heard have been upwards of 50%, and even then, there was one recent case where someone just flat decided at some point that they wanted $5 million worth. They wanted $5 million worth of keys, which never happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's See, I would happily give 50% to someone like Adult Swim games because I know they do advertise. They'd actually advertise my game on their TV show.
They'd actually advertise and not just give it away.
Yeah, and they would.
Yeah,
And the
no
keys
way.
that they get the keys that you gave them would actually go to developers and not developers,
Critics,
reviewers and shit. Yeah, critics and actual people. You know that you're in with them. To give them 50% to do marketing for you is perfectly fine. But,
And you're not just.
See, I've actually gotten games from Adult Swim, so
You're not just going to be another indie promo where you charge $1,250 for 5 tweets in 1 week on their Twitter account.
Yeah.
What was that group we reviewed the other week? And he was $5,000 for 20 tweets or some shit, or 50 tweets and 2,000, and he's got 2,000 followers or some crap. Who was that?
I don't remember their name, but that wasn't gonna. That's not something you want to give people money for. I mean, I actually have contacts. Actually have PR contacts here and there, and even they
As surprising
agree
as
that
it
it's absolutely
sounds,
ridiculous.
which is
Okay, gentlemen, I believe this is the time where I retire for the evening. I think my headset's going a little screwy on me, and I got to get it replaced.
Yep, actually, so do I.
Anyway, see you later.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
So, that pretty much covers the blog post. Opinions on this one, folks.
who's
Good
having
thing,
the
bad
floor
thing.
then?
Is this a good thing or a bad thing? And maybe a short thing on why.
I'll go first then. I'll go first. I did post my opinion of this on Reddit already, and lovingly it's been downvoted to oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. But I think we need to hear more about how it's going to work, just costs and that. But we also need... We just need more information. Like, we've not been given enough to work with. We've just been told we're making new Greenlight, deal with it. Like, I really just want to hear more about the ins and outs before I set my opinion in stone and start sharpening pitchforks.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm mixed on it. Like, some components of it are good. I do admit that Greenlight needed something. The problem is they're using a sledgehammer to crack a walnut.
Yeah.
Basically, all they needed was to hire a couple of people to skim the submissions before they go up on Greenlight. That's all they needed. But no, they just decided to bin the foundation they've made and start again. Like rather than use what they've got with Greenlight, they've just decided to nuke the lot and go, nah, let's just start again. Let's just take the how many years has Greenlight been up? 5, 6?
5 years, I think.
5
X
years.
work? Yeah, X number of years of foundation and work and just nuke it. Like, all they would have to do is just put a curation, like, just hire one person to skim through the submissions, cutting out all the asset flips and $500 clicker games. And, yeah, that's
You
all
get
they
Gabe's,
have to do.
you get Gabe's
Gabe
Reddit
Newell
reply, which is
Simulator.
you get Gabe's actual Reddit reply, which is the different people like different games. I'd say, well, fair enough, Gabe, but when those games are literally just $100 worth of assets taken from Unity and re-uploaded,
Yeah.
it goes from being
can-
And in
different.
some cases, not
different-
even that much. There was
Opinions are subjective, but you can measure quality in these things. And if you've literally done no work on it, it really shows.
Mhm.
And yeah. Like
Different
Ratchet, you can
strokes.
spot you can spot
every engine.
every engine's tutorial areas, every engine's literal stock assets, every engine's commonly used stock store assets. And yeah, it's
Does well with the ladies.
literally it's literally yeah, that's the
Okay.
problem. They just need to get someone whose job it
How
is
about we
to
move
do
on?
that.
How about we move on to the next victim? Mello, your opinion, please.
Okay, well, again, like Brick, I've already made posts on Reddit and Steam and even some tweets on Twitter about my opinion of Steam Direct. Personally, there are some good things that can come out the whole new program, but I think that there's more negative things coming out of it than positive things. Like Steam is stating that the developers can get an enhanced like community relationship. But again, that Greenlight's main centerpiece was getting community relationship between the developer and the community. It gave developers access to beta testers. It gave them access to criticism, and then most of the community were actually willing to give that, and it gave the developer easy access to more requirements that they need as a developer. With Steam Direct, I can't really see Steam giving the developer that necessarily resources, because Steam are a business. They aren't exactly going to be the types that are going to go out and give a critique to every single game that is submitted into them.
Well, they can't. They don't have enough people.
They can't. They don't have enough people, exactly. And again, the pricing of Steam Direct, like the whole range, the range of price, I think shows just how much Steam is so unaware of what it is they're doing. Like they can't even put a small amount of value on what it is they're exactly offering. When you have a range between $100 and $5,000, it shows how much they don't know what components are going into the system and how much work it'll require, how many employees it'll make. And that's a pretty big gamble for a $2 billion company. And one of the main things you have to think about when you're doing a business is profit and the pricing of the product. Like if you price, you can have a pretty good product, but if you price it too high, no one's going to be willing to go for it, and that's what's going to de-inspire some independent developers. If Steam are going to price this at the maximum amount that they're saying it is, then I'm not going to be playing like the indie victim card or anything like that, but that's going to affect Valve's business as well, because if Valve price it too high, no one's going to go into the service, and that's going to have a dramatic drop on Steam sales and the Steam game sales and basically most things that Steam can actually get a profit of.
Okay. So let's move on to the next one, shall we? Let's see. What do we got? Sanji took off on us, didn't you? Ratchet, your turn.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I think this is a stupid idea. I think I should leave it as is and then introduce a system where people, and I've said this before, and I even emailed it to Gabe, and I said it before in the stream, they should... basically, you've got to be a certain level, have a certain amount of games, and have a certain amount of years that you've owned your account, and you can vote for the games before it gets released. And that's a user-based system where the users that have been on Steam for a long time get to
or at least longer than
get to
6
choose
months or a year.
get to actually decide. Not decide if the game goes on Steam, but they can go, it's not up to quality for what they're charging and all this other kind of crap. And they basically, it's like consumer, when you do consumer, what do you call it? When the people, like when they do QA testing for games, it's basically like that.
Yeah, we do have
It
an
is
echo in
public
here
game
somewhere.
I'm hearing
Yeah, I
that
can
same
hear
Well, it
as
echo.
ain't
well.
me. It ain't me.
Not
I think it
me.
might be. I
I
don't.
don't know. I'm wearing a headset, so it's not on my end.
Yeah, it's not mine.
I'm wearing headphones too.
I'm on headphones.
I don't know who it is, but yeah, I can hear it as well. So,
All right, we'll
It's
sort
the
that.
kitty.
if, in all honesty, I say tear down. I was going to say the patriarchy is a joke towards feminism. Tear down the wall that is Greenlight, and instead of rebuilding a system, build a community with publishers and I don't know. This is something that everyone's going to hate but me, and this is just me kicking ideas around my head. Build a system wherein publishers can actually, if the publisher likes the game, the publisher can go to the developer and give Steam, leave Steam as the way it was before Greenlight appeared. But if we want to choose one or the other, I say Greenlight with community moderation on games that are about to be released on Greenlight. I don't want this new system because all it looks like they're basically breaking down that damn wall that was there that was holding all the shit back. And if they don't add that $5,000 fee, we are going to get covered in that damn wall, in that tsunami of shit that is about to flow through Steam.
How about some kitty now? What do you think?
What I see is an attempt of restart Greenlight with an attempt of making it better. And that's the thing. Greenlight is shit. And you cannot make shit better. Shit is shit. And yes, good things had come out from Greenlight, but this said, lots and lots and lots of bad games had come out from Greenlight, and lots of things that should not ever had existed or submitted to Greenlight and were greenlit. And try to remake this into something different and rename it, rebrand it, and whatever, when you clearly do not have the people and the tools to moderate it and watch over it. Even if you make a submission fee very high, very expensive, it will not stop shit from coming to exist. So this is not the way you manage a company. They didn't learn the lesson from Greenlight. It's clear when they pinpoint the two key problems with Greenlight. They don't see what the other problems with Greenlight are. So they are still not able to pinpoint what Greenlight major problems are, because the Greenlight generated profit for them. So their attempt is to continue to have revenue from submissions. They are trying to cater to all the people that are complaining about Greenlight. This is an attempt to give a pacifier to people that complain about Greenlight. That's how I see. They are playing mommy daddy to people that are complaining about Greenlight. So let's make something different to pacify these people, but it won't work, because if people who make shit have money, they will pay the fee.
All right. Now, Mello, do we have our guest spot here?
He's on his way in. He's needing to install some things in on first.
All right. Now, for what it's worth, in my opinion, this is really not the best idea they've ever had, but then they've got a habit of going off half-baked. I don't think they've put quite enough thought into this thing to do what they're doing right now. I mean, not that I'm upset about not having the extra work that Greenlight provides. It's always nice because this is actually one of the most popular things we've done that we do on this particular channel. But it still comes to a point where we really have to be paying attention, or find some way to really be paying attention to what they're doing and how they're doing it. Because how do I put this? Even with a different barrier to entry, sooner or later everyone's going to come around to figure out exactly how they can exploit this, and that's really what happened to Greenlight to begin with. They will figure it out. And as far as today being a slow day on Greenlight, I expect that it'll get a lot slower
I'd actually argue that it hasn't been a slow day. There's been 2 full pages of submissions come in.
Well, that's
And it's going to get...
It'll probably get worse as Greenlight nears its inevitable death. I don't think this is the right time and the right process for this. I really don't. And Valve is free to disagree with me. Apparently, they already have. But yeah, I can see where this could wind up being a very, very, very bad thing. I know originally when Greenlight came about, it was actually still quite difficult to get releases. It was difficult to get anybody to pay attention to Greenlight in the first place.
Can I say something?
If you can keep it short.
Yes. Any given system can be abused. It's only a matter of time to find out how to abuse it. That's it.
Yep.
Considering you've got the equivalent of 1,000 monkeys on 1,000 typewriters,
Well, they're still not going to
one of them's going to write Shakespeare eventually.
All right. And we have a special guest. We have from the chat Hibachi, who will now deliver his opinion. Hit it. Hello, Hibachi. I see you there.
That special guest, and I was hoping for Alvin.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not that good. We didn't have that much time to try and pick on him about it. Not that I think Alden would have said anything that wasn't in the blog post anyway.
Yeah, he wouldn't have, because he's not allowed to, because DMCA.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
we
Hibachi.
can.
Hit it.
We can.
1, 2.
Your opinion,
No.
please.
Hello, Sebastian.
Welcome aboard. All right. Well, we could hear you just a moment ago.
Hello, does it work?
Yes, it works.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep. You have the
Okay.
floor, sir.
So, yes. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2.
No, we can hear you.
Wait a minute, I have to... Yes, I had to cancel the YouTube video.
Aha.
It was a mess. Yes. So, still on the direct thing? On the Steam Direct thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your opinion, please.
Well, I would have preferred some curation, some recuration, of course, This is this system is pretty dumb. Yes. Well, what they're going to do is pretty dumb. It's opening the floodgate for everybody who have enough money. But if how can I say? It might be a good thing. If the yeah, I'm not an English speaker. That's so. How can I say that? If the price is high enough, if it's 1,000, 5,000 more, it will change the market. Steam won't be the place to be for the indies. We will see another market emerging. We will see, I don't know, maybe some platform from Itch.io. Maybe something completely new, like what was
GOG.
Desura at the moment. Yeah, Amazon. GOG have only pretty much high quality and indies in it. It's really, really curated. I don't know where the idea of GOG being the indie paradise come from. But, yeah.
I think
market
because
will
they're more
change.
consumer focused than a lot of the other ones. Like they do extensive quality control.
Yes, they do. But almost no indies are on GOG. There are some. They are the biggest one, but not the little one you find on Itch.io or other.
That's because they have a standard that you have to hit, and the standard is actually
And
very
a
high.
really high standard. And they
I was-
also let you on their version of early access, they let you roll back updates. So if there's an update that screws everyone over, you can just roll it back.
Steam does that as well, but they let the consumer choose whatever version they want, which is something Steam doesn't do unless you do it.
Some games on Steam have multiple versions, but most don't.
Can I
Whereas
say
on GOG,
something?
it is.
Hibachi mentioned something about they may raise the bar, and then the indie games will have to turn to another marketplace.
Or they'll go to Kickstarter or some other such location.
Yes, and if this ends up in some sort of throttling the revenue on Steam, Valve will automatically do twist and tweak their Steam Direct, and then it will degenerate into Greenlight.
Yes, it can.
As soon as they lose revenue, because the indie developers and the people, the developers as people that are not companies, stop making submissions and go elsewhere to start their games, to submit their games and to sell their games, they will twist and tweak here and there in order to make it possible. And then we will have the same thing as Greenlight.
Okay.
So,
Speaking
Or
of
maybe
Greenlight,
maybe they could take less than 30% per sale, so they
They
could
take
attract
around
indies.
percent.
well,
They
may
take.
take-
They
may
change
take-
it based on your case.
Right. They actually may, and anyway, why don't we move on to some actual Greenlight entries?
Also,
it's not a
sorry,
Greenlight gathering without
before you
setups.
move on. Before you move on, what was I going to say? What were you talking about? Most of Steam sales don't come from the Greenlight submissions. Most of their sales come from stuff like the keys for Counter-Strike and Team Fortress and Counter-Strike Team Fortress itself. And if Valve run out of money, all they'll do is release Half-Life 3 or they'll release a sneak preview of a new game they're making. They have unlimited resources because they're such a well-known company. Nothing will stop Steam and Valve from making money. But you could boycott Steam and it will still make a shit ton of money.
They can basically just come in with anything and that'll make money. They can't exactly lose money, but they can just find different ways in order to gain it.
Right. So
You will never shut down Steam.
No, easily not. It's making Valve way too much money.
That's
It'll
why
be
we
a
haven't-
huge
Like
source of
YouTube.
profits if
That's
Steam
why
shut down.
That's why we haven't got Half-Life 3 yet. Okay.
Exactly. Well, that and Valve Corporation have said that they don't think it's going to be too good once it's actually released, because they
They
had
know
such
they
a
don't
high
think it
bar
will
with
be up
Half-Life
to
2.
they think it won't be up to the community standards, like
Oh.
No Man's Sky and
Wait a
every
moment.
title.
I am reminded that we had a thing.
Oh yeah, the discussion.
So,
Yep. I need to make sure I get that link open properly. And let's do this.
Wait,
There
that's
is
the wrong
actually
one.
one here. It was actually the post was originally in Russian.
Oh wait, then I'm talking about a different thing.
Croc, can I say one thing as my kitty witch last words?
Go ahead.
This program that you have on Saturdays will continue to exist, probably under another name, because one thing I predict that will not happen, Valve, as soon as it starts losing money, will change whatever it is that it's doing to continue making money. There is
Okay.
one thing. Okay, you want me to read what's in the picture? All the avatars are on top of the picture, so I can't read it.
Okay. Well, we're going to get down to that here in a second. History of one small victory in promotion applications in Steam Greenlight. Let's go ahead and scroll down here. Here we go. Go ahead.
List of things to do. Start developing games. The blur of doom is killing me here. Please, I'm getting a serious blur.
Do you want to send out a link?
Yes, please.
Yes, I will send out a link.
But
I'll just go ahead and paste that. Oh, nope, that's the wrong link. Haha.
we're not going to be doing us each doing a phrase, a sentence here, or whatever it is, are we? Because
No, that's
this can, because this can really be compressed into basically. He didn't get enough votes because he didn't advertise his game. And
it got
spoiler
better.
alert.
Start developing a game.
all right. Everybody can click on it and follow along with the text.
Okay, number 2, stop the development. Number 3, fire the crew. And number 4, go through Greenlight. And the other one with the question mark. Seriously?
Yeah.
So one was start making a game, and 2 was start developing a game.
Yeah. Number
Makes
3
sense.
is to fire the entire crew, and number 4, go through Greenlight.
No, I was pointing out the ridiculousness between 1 and 2. Start making a game and then start developing a game. It's like,
Because you
same
make
thing.
a game before developing it.
It's obviously. I mean, it's not as if even writing the story for the game is developing it. You're developing the story.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I understand where he's coming from. Yeah. And I can't tell if he's pointing out the hypocrisy of this or if he's actually pointing out like you use it as an alternative. So.
Well, it's been known to happen. They lost their 3D modeler and enthusiasm faded. All right.
It's a common thing. It's not hard to find another 3D modeler.
This actually looks like the team that made Oscorp. But
Which he shouldn't have put that up on Steam. Oscore shouldn't be up on Steam. He should jam that up on the Unity Asset Store. It would make money on the Unity Asset Store.
it probably would.
I don't think it will make money on Steam.
And we'd see
Well,
it
the thing
another
is,
5
he-
times on Greenlight.
It's not.
he's
Yeah,
the one-
what it is it's the back end. Sorry, Mello, but what it is, I have to really get this through people's head. It's the back end to an MMO. All it is the login system, so you won't actually see it unless he's put in default GUI, which is the only thing you'll see. I apologize for taking over from there, but yeah. Mello?
Thing is with Oscore is that it's just going to be free, and it isn't just Unity that it's being used for. It can be used with other C# engines.
But I mean, if you're building your own C# based engine, then are you going to use theirs or will you use Photon's or your own?
True.
Considering Photon is 100% free with no royalties. I mean, I would rather go with Photon, which is a known company and has been funded by by companies like Ubisoft for their mobile titles and EA. And I've given Ubi a chance, but I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't. All I'm saying is I wouldn't use that. That wouldn't be my first choice if I was making my own engine, which I kind of am. But yeah, it's not. If I was making an MMO or online game, my first choice would be Photon or Steam API.
Well, in this case, this is really kind of their. This is really just their story as far as getting Oscorp to Greenlight, or through Greenlight. I would encourage people to. We're not going to go over this in any real detail, but I would encourage everybody watching to read it at some point. Because this is actually kind of where they're going with this here. I don't know who their PR expert is, and frankly, it's not important.
Expert?
As Kitty said, fire them all. There's no PR people.
Yep. All right.
Croc, I linked you something else which came in as we were reading through that.
Yeah, I saw it.
A development of the original post.
Okay. Oh, here we go. And Alden pinned that. Give me a second here to make sure everybody can actually see it.
What that article said, for people who can't be stuffed reading it, is he basically put it up on Steam. No one got interested in it. He got contacted by people that would. I think he paid them to vote boost it, or he offered them keys or something for it, and it got greenlit within the week or within the month. And he just pointed out that was a better method for him, kind of like as a oh, you can use it, like, oh, it's a legit method. But yeah.
All right, let's go. Okay. Oh well, that's going to be nice. Let's see. This new direct path to Steam Direct described in our post linked above will entirely replace Greenlight. So a couple of weeks before we activate this new path, we'll stop accepting new submissions. In the meantime, if you're considering posting a game to Greenlight, please do so. We've always evaluated Greenlight titles that we feel we have enough data on, either in terms of customer votes or success on other platforms, blah, 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 or other similar inputs. Okay, right, got it, okay. Everybody that didn't get there will be invited to use the onboarding path and app fee if they're still interested in bringing the games to project to Steam.
I'll have to pay that extra fee.
Well, if you don't have any Greenlit titles by then you're going to get a refund on your submission fee.
Okay.
So in
But
other
wait,
words,
that money
Valve are just losing money then because they donated all the amounts they got from the submission fees to charity.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd rather just give that money to charity instead of having it refunded me. I'd
I expect
submit.
it's already been handed to the charity, and Valve can't very well ask for it back. They're gonna have to take that one in the teeth. That's all there is to it. They need to complete a couple more tools and want to allow some time to account for feedback and suggestions from the community. My suggestion: don't do this.
I was going to say my feedback would be, how about stop?
How about stop now before you do something you will regret? Okay.
Need that Steve Carell video. The Steve Carell, no! Oh God, no! Video.
All right. Let's get. Well, and to be honest, yeah, Hibachi, they're not going to lose that much money on it. They're still going to have to take it in the butt, though. based on what they've already said.
The only way for them to learn is to take it upstairs.
Well,
Won't learn.
so why don't we go ahead and do a few Greenlight entries?
Okay.
I think you sent me one a little while ago. Did you not? There you go. Nope.
Did
You
I?
did not. No. That one that we were looking, the one that I sent you earlier. Why don't you send me that one first?
The one you sent me earlier.
The one I sent you a couple days ago.
Oh crap! I didn't save that one.
Well, what fun are you
It's
then?
probably on the list.
It may not be on the list. Actually, it was sent to me by the folks that were looking at that, by the folks that were actually that were actually publishing it, or well, yeah, publishing. And I
Do you
don't.
remember the name?
I don't off the top of my
Constructive
head. I think I put it in the I think I put it in your Discord chat. Give me a second.
Seen
I
that
thought
with-
it was in Steam chat. But I'll
Developers
check.
linked it to you.
Chat doesn't work for me.
All I can think of with the developers linking it to you is the same with as developers did with Sterling. They want constructive criticism, but as soon as you give them constructive criticism, they break down and cry like children.
By the way, I'm going to be dumping all the links that I have into the Godlight group chat. So I'd say it's best for everyone to just head on over to there instead of me needing to post multiple links into different chat windows.
I'll be watching Croc screen anyway. Steam seems to be having a bit of a hissy fit with me.
And or did I put it in a submit?
So you get- so-
Okay, give me a second. Pretty sure.
I was wondering why you were so eager in order to get onto Greenlight.
It's kind of one of those things where I'd actually like to see. There's some things I'd like to see. Well, you know, again, we've got shit going on here. Where did I put it? Did I put it in this one?
Someone asked us to go over the cheat methods, and people ended up putting in cheats for Doom, like the classic ID DQD and ID KFA.
IDKFA, I do kick fucking ass. Yep.
Id clip.
For one of my own.
That's one person I'd love to sit down and talk with. Romero and Carmack would be two people.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently
Yes.
Romero's a bit of a jerk, though.
Yeah, Romero's a. He
From
likes to
what I've
think of
seen-
himself as an auteur, and he's really not doing very well at it. Oh, crap. I don't remember. Where did it go?
From what I've seen and from what I've like physically seen, Romero is really nice, but Carmack is like he keeps to himself
Mm-hmm.
and he won't talk to people or anything. And people, I guess.
Oh, I don't remember the name of the game now. Let's
Oh, well.
see. I wonder if the guilty person can if the guilty party can actually be found on Steam at the moment.
So out of the 11,500 games that got greenlit, about 50% were released. Yeah, of course. I've seen games like Mad Finger Games. What was that game called? Yeah, too many accounts. Romero did, but he must have been a dick back in the mid 2000s. I know he was in the late 90s, but yeah, he's quite cool to hang out with now from what I've seen. What I was going to say is with the Greenlight games, there's a lot of games that aren't a lot of games that have been greenlit that aren't on Steam. They don't put them on Steam. They ditch them, like Mad Finger Games. I'm trying to figure out what was that zombie shooter on the phone that was really popular.
I don't remember.
Into the Dead.
No, Dead Trigger. They put the first Dead Trigger on Steam, and it got basically within the day it went up. It got voted on the Steam, but of course they didn't put it up. They've just ditched that account. I think it was last online like 2.5 years ago. What they did instead was they just dumped Dead Trigger 2 onto the computer, in WebGL.
Yes, Hoopty, that is absolutely true. If Romero is an auteur, then Suda51 is some kind of mad god. Oh.
TMA, Romero's son concepted that game. That's all he did. Watch the. They did an interview with him not too long ago.
I couldn't answer that question, Hibachi. There's no way for me to know. All right, can we have the first link, please?
Are we just going to scrap the original idea? Are we just going to scrap the link that you were going to put in?
I'm waiting for an answer to see if I can get it back. So let's have the first link.
We'll do it live.
Give me just a second, then I have to re-download the list.
All right.
Lots of fun going on.
Only 25 submissions.
Yeah, we don't actually have a lot of time here, so.
Wait,
There's
are people doing
whatever
things,
amount
or-
of submissions.
All hail Grasshopper Studio, haha.
Okay, there's the first one.
All right, let's have a look.
Do we
Immortal
not have
Planet.
time?
Immortal Planets. Ooh, 45 seconds. Wonder if it's gonna. I wonder if that's how long it's actually going to take us to clear it.
Oh,
Good
It's
art
actually-
style.
I was just thinking this doesn't look completely like shit. All right.
doesn't look like shit at all.
Okay.
Kind of looks like a mobile.
Well, I'm not thinking mobile here. I'm thinking it was probably designed for. It was probably designed for this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking designed for mobile, but a proper PC port, not a.
Yeah, I'm not
Not a
seeing.
half-assed one.
I'm
Yeah.
in that camp too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Immortal Planet is an action RPG with challenging combat that rewards patience and punishes recklessness. Okay. Explore the crumbling remains of a society of immortals trapped in endless cycles of rebirth. Fight your way to discover the planet's mystery and escape its curse. You got progression like Dark Souls. Okay. Right. Methodical combat, patience, and focus are much more important than reflexes. I'm not sure that that actually works. Big bosses, etc. Tight level design. Well, that's I think subjective. Story: on the icy surface of a forgotten planet stand ruined tombs where immortals sleep. While sleepless warriors roam the halls with their minds eroded by eternity, a lone awake walker emerges from cryosleep. With no memory of their past, it's up to them to forge their future, discover the planet's mysteries, and find a way out of this icy hell. Okay. I may be lagging. Give me a second here. Nope. I'm still. Okay. Yeah, I got a little bit of lag at some point. I'm not sure when it was. Yeah, I would have to agree with that, Hibachi. Dark Souls with X is quite redundant as themes go. All right. Opinions, folks. Hello?
And now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Yep. How about your opinions, folks? The story actually doesn't look like it's horrible given the circumstances, so.
If you give me 5
I
seconds,
haven't really had much time to look at the story.
Well,
I'm just hopping on.
here's the story.
That actually looks pretty decent for a pretty good story for the actual game that it's trying to be.
Rather than gathering souls, you're gathering experiences. Okay. All right. I'm going to vote this up because it does actually look like it's remotely competent.
I'm voting it up, favoriting and following it
Yeah, I'll just vote it up for
because
right
it
now.
actually looks like it could be one of the better games that I've seen on Greenlight in a while.
Okay. Next link, please.
Okay. Oh. Freedom Planet 2 with
Lilac
5 trailers.
Yeah. 5 trailers. Holy crap. All right. Lilac the Dragon Girl. Okay, then.
Remove the sound of the trailer.
I already have done.
Okay.
I'm crazy. I'm
But
not stupid. I've been
where-
bit. I've been bit enough times.
But
That's the thing that I won't miss is having people having people steal what little money I'm going to get out of these things for because wow, is this Sonic the Hedgehog?
Basically,
Yeah.
it looks like that.
I think
It
it's
is.
deliberately meant to be, though. Like a callback.
She moves more like Tails than Sonic does.
I don't know.
Mainly because of the long strands of hair.
Yeah.
And there's multiple characters, according to these trailers. So, yeah.
I don't know. It looks like a good. What's it
Sonic.
called? Homage to Sonic.
Yeah.
And
Old
as such,
Sonic,
I'm actually looking
new
at this
Sonic.
going, yeah, this might actually be okay.
This might be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And here's the thing:
I-
Sega's normally cool, so I hope they stay cool with it.
I don't
'Cause
see
they
where they
could
would
be
actually.
real dicks about this.
There's, I mean, the gameplay mechanics they can't do a copyright on, so it's actually not even Sega would have nothing to say about this, really.
Mm.
If Sega tried to take this to a court, the court would just laugh at them.
Yes.
Because every game, every modern game is based off another game, more or less. You can link
Yeah.
multiple games together. So yeah, if Sega were that, or Sega, or
Petty?
however you pronounce it, yeah, if they were that petty that they wanted to go ahead and,
What, like
try,
Konami?
yeah, and
can,
Nintendo.
Can you look at created by?
Galaxy
Google.
Trail,
Galaxy Trail
Oh, yeah.
and Serafna.
2 Greenlight
Galaxy
items.
Trail also made Freedom Planet
okay.
1.
Free and Planet 1, yeah.
And
And
there's apparently a
Seraphina is-
demo.
That's the same one.
There's
Same
apparently
one,
a
yeah.
demo. So,
Oh
Where?
my god.
uh,
Try to do it with you.
yeah,
Oh,
they're
no,
released. They have this for
for
release in
Freedom Planet
2018. I haven't seen. Oh, there we
So they're
go.
actually going to put time and effort in. That sounds good.
It's the sequel to the indie platform Freedom Planet, currently available on the Steam store or whatever.
$15 though. That's kind of a little stiff.
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
little steep. I'd wait
I
for a
think-
sale then.
I think $15. I think it's quite big. Considering the amount of time they want to put into the second one, I think it's going to be quite a long game.
I
And
think
the
it's
amount
gonna be
of
really
Still-
good.
15 is a little steep for.
If it's a game that lasts me 12 hours, if it's a side scroll that I play for 12 hours, I'd be happy to pay $15. But yeah, I don't know how long.
Well, I don't
So
know. I
anything that's not mighty number
40.
9 then.
I paid 40 for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So, and that was on release day. So it's not like it would be a bad thing. Freedom Planet doesn't look quite as nice as Freedom Planet 2, but there's probably a reason for that too.
Here's the thing, I follow Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation's Steam Curator Group, and he's actually recommended the title, saying it's a solid game whose gameplay and art design reflect real effort, talent, and enthusiasm, though the story cocks it up a filthy drain pipe.
Okay, actually, that's high praise from Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That's very high praise from Yahtzee. I'm going to vote this one up too because this actually,
Yeah,
I would certainly, I would honestly buy this, given the opportunity. Okay, too bad we have to wait till 2018 for it, but hey, you know, 5 different trailers, so that's kind of a lot. All right,
I guess they want to show off all the different settings and that, but still.
yeah, it's a little stiff. That's a lot of time to invest though.
It's something they could have crammed into one long trailer rather than 3 minute and a half
separate
trailers.
ones.
Well,
I
anyway,
think
what-
they made separate trailers for each of the girls.
is that what they did? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That last trailer doesn't look like a girl. Okay. All right, let's see that one. This is a Nira Lee gameplay, and it probably plays a little different.
Maybe the last trailer is gameplay.
Not sure what the last trailer is. It just looked like a regular advertising trailer.
Maybe, but the first 4 is for the
Showing
each one
which
of the
character
girls.
it is.
Okay, that one's actually got a ranged attack.
Announcement trailer.
Hmm?
The last trailer is announcement trailer.
Yeah.
But the first 4 is for each one of the girls.
I don't know. honestly, I don't think I'm going to look at the rest of the trailers because the two I've actually, the one we watched all the way through and this one are more than enough to sell the freaking game. So, or at least to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I mean, you've got that
It
Sonic the Hedgehog style gameplay, but at the same time, we're actually doing some. It's actually each one looks like it's different enough to present different challenges. I'd put out
shows
$15 for that.
it shows the evil awakening.
Yep. All right. Let's have the next one.
I already have.
Yep, I've got it. Aegis Innocence. Oh boy. All right. Your thumbnail is not very impressive, but who knows? Maybe it'll work better. Is this a gameplay trailer or is this an intro trailer?
Spoilers, it actually does live up.
Huh?
Spoilers, it actually does live up to more than the thumbnail did.
Well, that would be good. Okay, so your artwork's not bad. It's just... Your artwork's not bad. I think it probably could use a little polish, but...
Yeah, that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to reflect like old school 8 and 16-bit colors.
I'm getting 16-bit color here. So
Yeah, it's 16. I don't like the main character, but everything else seems to look better than it.
well, yeah. Oh, that's a neat effect there behind him. All right. Yeah, that's definitely old school style.
Release date early to mid 2018.
Which means again more work being put into it. I'm not big on this character though. This main character, they've got this teddy bear thing.
Seems pretty unimaginative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about you.
What do you say?
It's Dark Souls with teddy
bears.
bear.
Dark Souls with bears. Yeah, that's a teddy bear. You know what? Ask me again later, guys. I'm not sure about this one now. Although they did go through some effort to get their to do their description.
The teddy bear is evil.
Is he?
Doesn't
Yeah.
make him any more interesting, though.
Yeah. A boring character is a boring character.
Might be
Yeah.
interesting to a
Yeah.
kindergartner.
I wouldn't know. I don't have my 6-year-old handy. So
I think he's physically meant to look. He's meant to look like this cute little teddy bear, but you play the game and he's this psychopath that like chops people's arms off and throws them at other people for laughs.
Then
that
show
is a
that,
long
or at least
description.
allude to that.
Yeah. Well, it did say he was evil.
We've said this a few times in this.
But-
It's all fine and dandy to say these things, but you kind of have to show them.
Well, it's like Mafia 3. If
Yeah.
they showed the thing in Mafia 3 that was like the big plot twist that I was like, holy shit, this is a terrible game. That was fucking awesome. If they showed that, it would ruin the game. So I think if they showed him like just chopping up humans for laughs, it would kind of ruin.
No, it wouldn't have to do that. Do like
no.
a Pony Island thing, or it just sort of alludes to it for a while.
All right.
Sorry, I take it back. They are guardians to keep the nightmares in check.
Okay, this one also has a Kickstarter, which is currently 14% funded.
What's
At
the
$8,900.
goal? 40% funded.
14.
$8,000. 60 grand.
60
Okay.
grand.
Oh.
60 grand I want for this.
Yep.
Yeah.
How much time do they have left
If
on
you've
that
got
anyway?
2 years, 2 years and
24
one
days.
person could easily pull this off without 60 grand.
Well, it depends on whether or
60
not they want
grand
to
would
do
be
it full time.
something that you'll need to... 60 grand would be
Even-
something they'll probably need to put
even
the
not
game out in
full-time.
2 months.
All
The
right.
only thing that I like of the description here, see the consequences of your actions with different endings depending on your choices. It's the only thing I really like.
All right. I'm going to stick with my current vote of ask me again some other time.
They're also planning to release on the PS4 and PS Vita.
I'll be following this.
All right. Moving on.
I would have voted up anyway. Looks pretty good. Looks like effort was done. Probably something I might even play.
if you look deep into, like, if you scroll down fairly far into the Kickstarter, you'll see all the stuff they've done. They've got a plushie built, a proper plushie done, and all this other crap, and they've written out what they'll be paying for with the money you give them and all this crap. So they put a bit of effort into the marketing for it.
True.
All
but
right, can we?
it's-
Let's have the next link, please.
I'm reminded of
Okay.
all those food fight plushies that ended up just everywhere because the movie was a flop, so they just stuck them in crane machines.
All right, Mountain Mind, a weird headbang experience. Oh, it's a VR.
Oh, VR.
Of course it is.
Oh. No.
Oh, God.
Not oh god, because
That
of
would
VR.
make you motion sick and horrible.
That's good. Yeah, no.
What? Not only is this VR, but it's such an unimaginative VR idea. Like headbanging, you can literally just do that right now.
VR
Yeah.
isn't bad. Like, yeah, VR isn't bad. It's these shitty games that are making it bad. I own a Vive, and they're so much fun to use. It's these fucking games that are just terrible.
All right.
Look at
I'm
it.
going with,
No one
I
with
am
a Vive
going
would
with-
buy this.
I am going with supremely not interested.
Yeah.
World's first virtual reality stoner rock experience. Oh, geez.
Next, please.
Like, you can literally just recreate this if you just get Face Rig off of
Oh.
Steam for like $5, and then
Yeah,
just
you could.
headbang in front of it.
Yeah.
The first comment here by Veskaida, I think it is. Developers sensing criticism and deleting negative comments. So
All right.
scroll down.
Hey, Cuddles.
Yeah.
I have to get around to getting Owlboy. I keep meaning to do that, and I just don't have it. I don't have the wherewithal. So moving on.
There we go.
That's what really annoys me about a
Ahmed's
lot
Plumbing
of these.
Services.
Oh, God,
fuck
no.
this game. I linked this to you ages ago. It's
I
also
remember.
our favorite engine as well.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, it actually is my
Good
favorite
old
engine
Game
because I've gotten
Guru.
around to
It's
using
like,
it quite a
is
lot.
it Game Guru or
No,
just really
that would
shitty
be
Unity?
Unity. That would just be
Oh,
shitty Unity,
yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah,
It is.
that's
It's
Unity.
it's a flaw.
Boom.
Memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would definitely
Not
be
just memes, just offensive and general content as well.
Well, I'm not sure I would say offensive, but because
It is.
offense is never given,
It
it's
is.
always taken. But this is, yeah, that's
This is
they're
this is-
trying to offend.
They are. This
literally
is
trying to
yeah.
offend.
this is writing off the people that are saying Trump is racist. They're delivering. It's a plumbing service with a Muslim or someone of Arabic descent, and you blow up people with the truck.
ugh.
That's deliberately. That is deliberately.
I'm
offensive.
reminded
That is
of
what that is what
a
is
chaser sketch.
Hey, may I please?
Mhm.
What this
Never.
is, what this is, in fact, is not so much an attempted offense, but it's an overgeneralization of a stereotype that probably needs to find some way to expire.
In other words, offensive.
It is. It's a deliberate. It's not. It's not an overdone stereotype. It's deliberately offensive. If you go to developer of this game and go, "Were you meant to be? Are you being offensive?" He will say yes, because
No. It's when we make videos about social justice warriors, feminism. This is the key sentence that we use. Offense is not given. Offense is taken.
if offense is given, if you mean to
Yeah,
give it, I can offend you right now by saying, "Yeah, fuck everyone in the chat. Fuck all of you. I hope you all die of cancer." That's
could
me
probably
deliberately.
use-
I
trying
can
to
still
offend
refuse to
people.
be offended
I'm
by it.
giving
Hey,
offense.
enough.
That's me giving.
Time.
And people will be offended if they want
Yeah.
to.
Exactly. So I'm giving offense. The thing is, this game is deliberately meant to be offensive, and that is an
Thing is, that's
undisputable
probably just-
argument. I'm not being with the
I see
social
it
justice
more
warriors.
as provoking offense rather than
Yeah,
giving
exactly.
offense. They're
It's
trying to get a
it's there
reaction.
to provoke
and
a
sadly, they'll
reaction,
get that
and
reaction.
That's all the game is
unfortunately,
meant to
you
be.
like they're getting it. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to say no thanks, not interested. Troll game, move on, please.
I'm not a social justice warrior. I hate social justice warriors, but yeah, this game is
This game's just trying to be offensive.
yes, and it's deliberately provoking people. And if you asked him, he would agree with you, the developer.
Yeah.
Dead the level.
And
Trailer dead level, and I'm not sure what the Russian was, and that probably the same thing. So let's have a look. A 2-minute trailer.
Oh, Unity. Oh, Fuse. There's Fuse models here.
Yep, there probably are.
Oh, this is. Oh yes.
And the horror
old
area you can
Fuse.
get. Asylum. The Asylum.
I'll give 'em-
the Unity asset
I'll
store.
give him props on the cinematography.
Yeah, well,
Ratchet, I'm gonna link you something, and that's what that. This relies on the same thing, but at least makes it funny.
I love the animations of him just going over the top of the box.
there's a chair in the in I don't know. It's not quite getting the. Yeah, this looks like it should be a hospital or an asylum or something like that.
It's at abandoned hospital level from the Unity store. Remember
From
when Jim
Equity.
Sterling did that Golden Sins of Horror games? This
Yeah.
is that same fucking hospital.
Oh gods, yes it is. I can see it. This is the same one that was used in Unconscious, no less.
Yes.
Well, we all know what I
Oh, the
thought of
fucking
that.
conga line. Look at it.
This is a little bit Friday the 13th like. One night, 5 friends decide to earn some money. They went to the
Oh
old
my god,
abandoned
that character
hospital
model.
full of valuable things, and they prepared for anything with the local inhabitants. They didn't know what they did.
I'm not seeing anything that looks like an enemy except a blood except a slide of blood there.
Why are they selling things?
I don't know.
Are they
Did you
maybe
see that?
robbing this place? Oh, I saw an enemy.
Yeah,
They put cameras down, they monitor ghosts.
Yeah,
that the way
I
they-
heard Kitty say it before, but I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, they went to an old abandoned hospital full of valuable things, full stop. And they prepared for a meeting with the local inhabitants, full stop. But they didn't know that they really would find ...
Mhm.
Here's the
Right.
thing, I like the concept of this, I just don't like the execution.
Yeah, the execution
think
is
I like-
absolutely. I agree. The execution is absolutely piss poor, and we need to move on. I'm not.
I like the
wouldn't vote for
idea.
that. Yeah. The
I like
idea is
of the
fine, but
gameplay. Yeah.
the rest of it just falls way short of the mark.
If I want to play a game like this, I
Oh,
will
look,
go
stamina
play
meter.
Friday the 13th.
Oh look,
I might even
stamina
go play White
meter.
Noise.
Yeah, go play White Noise, Friday the 13th, Damned, literally any game. There's so many games that have this concept to it.
All right, let's have the next link, please. Or have we already got it?
We've already got it.
All right.
Pocket Pony.
Oh god, I remember hearing a bunch of shit about this and people
This is
complaining
even
about
more
copyright when in fact it would be trademark. The trademark art
Yeah.
style here is and totally
There is
mobile
a-
port.
Yeah,
The
why
problem-
would it be called Pocket Pony if it wasn't mobile port? Like, you
The-
can't exactly fit your whole PC setup in your pocket.
All right, no thanks, not interested. Not even gonna look at the rest of it.
The problem is they can't. What do you call it? The people.
It's Tamagotchi.
not-
It's Tamagotchi that went. It's Tamagotchi
Little-
gone My Little Pony, and I can't
It's
say that I'm
essentially
really.
what Flash games were 10 years ago on Newgrounds.
Yeah,
when-
moving on.
When you, the stupidest thing about it is they can't. My Little Ponies not developers. The people that own the copyright can't do anything about it because they can just go,
Trademark.
oh, yeah, they can't do anything about it, which is
Well, actually, given the art style,
Oh.
they could.
no. Because
Yeah, they could.
Say it's
Yeah, they
inspired
could.
by-
I've already checked.
No,
Yeah, you can,
it's
you can still do
too
it.
close. It's too close.
It's
And they have money.
Hasbro. Yes, Hasbro has loads of cash. Next, please.
Yeah.
Oh, we already got it. Okay,
It's already
good.
in.
It's there.
Hasbro has enough cash to make you mysteriously vanish and no trace of you'll ever be found.
Oh, goody! Here we got a Game Guru game.
Ugh.
No, I think
At least they
it's
changed
Unity.
the HUD.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it
sure
looks
it's
like
Unity
Unity.
because look at the fifth
It's
photo.
Unity.
No, it's Game Guru.
No,
I'm
it's
just-
Unity. It is Unity.
It's
No,
Unity.
it's Game Guru. I'm telling you. It
Where?
has
No,
press
it's
E to pick up a weapon.
yeah, no, it's Unity. I can tell you. Look at the hills in the fourth photo, and look
I'll
at the cars in the
we'll
fourth
look
photo.
at the screenshots here in a minute.
Does the fourth photo, Fat Fly, remind you Fat Fly of anything Fat Fly?
No, I'm pretty positive this is Game Guru. Just even looking at
I-
that fourth screenshot.
That
Like, those
last
hills are rounded off like in Game Guru.
yeah,
Hold
but
on,
it's in
hold-
Unity as well.
Gentlemen,
What?
now, Take a look at the bottom here. It says collected the spear gun. That is
Yeah, you can do that.
that's the that
Yeah.
is the stock font from Game Guru. All right.
They might have.
It's not.
That font's probably available for anything.
I think it
I'm
would be
not
too
saying
much
it's
effort
not
to actually go
Guru.
hunting for that specific font.
I think
But,
this is Unity
you know-
as well.
I'm gonna settle this. I'm gonna put in the comments: is this Unity or Game Guru? And then I'll see if I get a
And
response.
watch your comment get deleted.
Yeah, I was about to say that. And then your comment will mysteriously disappear. But that fourth photo along, all the vehicles there look like the vehicles from.
Well, here
I know for a
There's
fact
nothing
that
wrong with my
those
maps.
vehicles are stock assets from Game
Ah,
Guru. I
see?
know because I've used the
Ah.
engine.
That looks like there's nothing wrong with his maps.
Mm-hmm.
Even
And
the.
that vehicle there does look like it might be a Game Guru asset.
Yeah, looking at it closely, it does look very Game Guru-y. Although you can get really shit assets off Unity free.
The sad thing, we've hit the point in which you can't tell the difference between Game Guru and Unity anymore.
Which is
And-
actually very, very, very sad. I'm still
Yeah.
leaning
Yeah.
towards Game
That's
Guru,
sad
but
for Unity, but yeah. Oh, look at the shark hump the ground.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
The player can't swim.
When a mummy
they
shark
jump.
and a daddy shark love each other very much.
Catch them
They
all.
just
hump.
one
What
decides
Oh,
to
now
hump
they're
the
now
ground.
they're gonna
Oh.
go with the Pokemon theme, right? Go ahead.
What enhances my thought that this is Game Guru is just because of the whole bad frame rate through the trailer. They're incredibly common with Game Guru, even with the simplest things implemented.
Yeah.
Oh, this
I'm-
looks like just a big open map, which could be a sign that they've just literally upended their asset files
Into one
into
map.
there, into the one map, because there's nothing wrong with his map. And Yeah.
I
But
had
you-
fun with the comments.
Okay. How about we move on real quick?
You don't swim, you only jump very slow. All he's done is turn the gravity down. No matter what engine it
Yeah.
is, it's a piece of shit. We can all agree with that.
Yes,
No matter
we
what
can.
engine it is. It doesn't deserve
But I'm
to
and
be
still
somehow
arguing
the
it's
ammo
Game
can
Guru.
is just a box with a number in it. It's got 600 bullets straight off the bat because why the fuck not?
Oh no!
Oh,
What is it, Unity? Oh,
It's a
God.
platformer, but every time you jump, a dead meme appears.
No. This is not even close to
Okay,
being
this
done.
is going to be physically painful.
Seed of an idea. What the? What?
Hey,
Oh
What am
my
I
God.
seeing? What am I looking
Yes,
at?
Cancer, pure cancer.
Oh, brain cancer.
A kid
Oh.
with too much time on his hands.
Oh my God.
What is this shit?
The
This
video.
is why 15-year-olds should not be allowed to internet.
This is. It says top left hand corner. This is a 3 or 6 months old demo from when he first made
Three.
the thing. So he hasn't even recorded the latest game.
Oh no.
There's no dead memes appearing.
No. Dead memes.
The only thing I like is that he put the effort into.
They are dead. Please don't resurrect them.
The only thing I find good.
Well, Harambe is literally dead, so it's one.
He's put the effort into making an 8-bit or 16-bit. I can't tell what it is. I really
8.
can't be fucked.
Uh,
Yeah, an 8-bit Harambe, which I think is just artifacting from him putting a JPEG
Yeah.
in. I don't think
He's just shrunk a JPEG.
yeah.
Meet your heroes from the past, like Dat Boy or Harambe, and hopefully someone who is alive. Pinned, ask us anything. Kiss and
Weird
kill.
character design. Wait, what's the main character even supposed to be? Leave it to your imagination, i.e., I puked a bunch of pixels into paint that look
Like-
mildly racist.
I took a bunch of pictures off the internet.
Yes, Cuddles. This is yes, Cuddles. This is definitely memes.
I was gonna say.
Not only that, it's memes done with bullshit. Okay, next please.
oh, that was painful to sit
My
through.
eyes hurt. This
Oh, man,
game
this is gonna be
literally
worse.
made my eyes hurt.
Ball.
Okay, this one's called Ball, which should be
Gee,
fairly
guess
easy to
what
remember.
you do?
You run a ball
Just
down a track.
downvote it and move on. We
Oh.
know we've covered this shit before.
The cringiest
Thank
thing
you,
is,
please.
I think this might be CryEngine 5.
Uh,
Because
Fuck
there is-
off.
There is a ball demo with CryEngine that does all the code, and all you do is you jump
No,
a
I'm
ball around.
I'm pretty sure this is Unity because I'm aware that this is another common Unity asset to no, not Unity, Unreal engine
But look
asset
at the
to use.
shadow. Yeah, it's not. I don't.
it's not
I haven't
Unity.
seen-
It's got real cry shadows.
Yeah, it's
No, I'm
got
pretty sure it's
CryEngine or
Unreal.
Unreal 4 shadows.
Because
No, it's not
if you
shiny.
remember,
It's not shiny enough to be Unreal.
Nah, it's. Yeah, it's got the look. I don't know what it's got. The
Give
look
your
of CryEngine.
advice. Can someone please just
Oh, look at.
spam no, no, no,
Top
no,
right.
no, no,
Thank
no.
you for the support. Look at. Thank you for the support.
I'm very sorry, 14-year-old boy or girl. No.
Yep, that would be definitely a no, especially for something that's almost a week old. All right.
hang on, I'm gonna settle this.
14 and you literally just press the open tutorial or open stock project button.
My
Yeah.
advice: keep trying.
Goodbye and fuck off is all I have to say
Hey.
to that.
You
Work
just walked over Kitty.
Work hard. Keep
Sorry.
trying. And one day you submit something else. This is my advice.
Okay. Next, please.
Not to crush your dreams.
I'm happy to
Okay.
crush their dreams. They're just if their dreams just going to be doing this,
Oh,
but yeah.
That
I'll
would be
crush their
ball.
dreams
Okay.
and teabag it.
All right. Moving on. Let's actually get the next link. I got ahead of
Fear for
myself.
freedom.
Or not. Come on. There we go. Fear for freedom. Uh-oh. What's this? It's a chair somebody set on fire.
Yes.
This is Unity. There's
It
no argument
is.
about that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Someone actually went
I'm almost
some
going
effort
to
cre-
miss this.
He modeled them out. He modeled the mice himself in the last photo. I think he actually did the modeling for this because
Yep.
everything is. It's got that chunky look to it when you don't do face smoothing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man,
it's
it's
also got
memes.
it's also just kind of it's that chair. I've done better chair models than that in my sleep. There's
I'll give him one thing. He did the models himself. That's the only thing
Yeah.
I'm going to give him. But it shouldn't
Okay.
be up on Steam. When I did 3D
Okay.
modeling like this, it wouldn't see the. No one would see it.
Apparently, this guy has no intentions of putting this onto Steam. He's just using this as a marketing pitch for the game up on itch.io because he knows that Steam Greenlight's ending and he's using this as a last-minute attempt to advertise this game.
Do that. Please play before dismissal.
and it's
I hate
free to
you.
I'm
play
actually
there.
feeling sorry for that.
No, I hate him. Eat a dick.
Like, it's a
Steam is
really-
not meant for this.
Game is
Greenlight
finished,
not
just need green light. No, I think he's literally put it up to try and hawk it.
Oh yeah, now on Greenlight, please upvote. Oh,
How about I do the opposite there, pal?
download.
You could have took a little bit more time and did a better job than this. Carry on.
There's the next one.
All right. We're actually not going to do
Amazing.
too many more here, but the Alpha Maze.
I feel like death, so fuck off.
Alpha Maze. That's a
Trading
brilliant title for it.
cards.
Oh, of course, trading cards is a feature. Oh shit, monkeys! What the hell
Just
is
eat
Achievements.
a bag of dicks is
I
all I
remember-
can say to this.
I remember playing this. I remember playing this back when it was in the fucking local newspaper when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
Why
boy.
am I getting deja vu from this?
probably because we've seen it on
I
the
know
App
because
Store.
there's like 10 other ones like it.
My guess would be we would find this on the Play Store somewhere. Especially given its UI. Boop boop.
Yeah.
All right.
And also because its thumbnail is circled off on the corners for an app.
That too.
Which means we'll probably find it in the App Store too. Moving on.
Damn
Answer:
it.
No. I don't see anything
Also,
new or
we only have
interesting here. I mean, I
we
love
only
me a
have
good
7 left.
maze as much as the next guy, but holy crap, this is not right.
Found about
Starcraft
3
3D
different versions
RTS.
on it.
Star Crasher 3D real-time strategy. Ooh.
Oh god, that frame rate.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ah ha ha. Dude.
Ooh.
Oh god. I just love how
Ooh.
they're all marching in their little conga lines.
And completely in step.
Yep, and they're how every enemy is a circle with boxes on it. Oh, look at them phasing through each other and bouncing in the air.
Oh, this was uploaded by the guy that spammed Greenlight after he found out the system was ending with 8 different titles.
Yeah.
Wow. They're still there.
Ugh. Everything looks boxy and horrible.
Guys, I'm pretty sure this is Halo Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that pull-out photo doesn't look too bad, and then he zooms in, you realize everything looks like someone took a shit and then just put it in.
Everything does have that brown quality, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially that second screenshot.
Great brown shooter. Alright. I'm going to say no here. I
also
will
gonna
review it
say-
if he sends me a copy, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
I'm going to
Moving
say asset flip as well.
Cute
Yeah.
Some of
creatures
these
and
models look-
robots. Fucking hell.
Space Golf! Oh, there we go. That's just what we needed.
Oh no.
Oh, look, it's default Unity store textures.
Yep, and default bloody everything. Is
The
it a ball
code.
rolling or is it a ball bouncing? We might
It's
be
a ball.
lucky.
How can
The
you
rolling
play
one.
It's
space
still a ball.
I don't know. Ask Al Shepard. He did it.
The way space. Yeah. What you
In
do is
the
you hit the ball.
You're playing inside some
It's a
closed
ball
environment.
roller.
Well, Kitty, the way it works is you hit the ball, gravity doesn't take effect because you're in space, the ball floats off into
Yeah.
oblivion, the game glitches out, and your computer crashes.
In other words, he tried to make golf
Seriously?
and then found some programming
Space-
errors and then just called
golf.
it space golf to make up for it.
I don't know. It looks like golf with your friends to me, but
Not
only
as good.
Yeah,
shit.
it's a clone of Golf with Friends, but there is
Without
no
friends.
in space and fuck me.
Cross-platform multiplayer. That'll be interesting.
I didn't even call it
PC
multiplayer.
Max
Close.
Linux multiplayer, yeah. And then it looks like they've actually done this in Unity of all things.
Yeah, we said that. It is using the textures are from Unity. They're from the something space pack when Unity 5 first came out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Okay.
even call this much of a golf with your friends clone because golf with your friends isn't really much of a unique gameplay element either.
Mhm.
But
It's one of those things. It doesn't have to be unique if it's done well.
Yeah.
Golf with your depression.
seriously in space.
How about
I
golf
can
where you
see
could
that.
actually get sucked into a black hole? That would be fun.
Yeah,
That would be a brilliant obstacle in the world.
Yeah, it would. Okay.
Ratchet. Let's
That would
make a
require
game.
effort to be put in.
No, Ratchet. Let's make a game. Golf in a black hole.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move
All it
on?
does is, as soon as you hit the ball, it just does a big circle around the level. The black hole that you can't
All
see.
right.
It's just
This
a-
is completely in
This
Chinese.
thing.
What is this thing? Aside from four
the
4 minutes
photos.
long.
Look at the photos. Look at the
Wow, look at those
photos.
graphics, they're so real.
That's because it's live
That
action.
as real as BMCs.
What's he doing?
it's
Oh,
on
I
the
see what
Oh
he's
phone.
my
doing.
god, look at those. Oh my god, look at those hand textures.
I know, right?
It's a
brilliant.
mobile app. It's a fucking mobile app.
Yes, it's a
Well,
mobile
you can
app.
tell the logo's just rounded corners. Yeah, it's FaceTime.
I'm triggered.
It's just a
Wow,
fucking
this is re-
FaceTime app.
That's all it is.
This
Yeah.
is a good looking story driven experience.
I don't understand. What are we even looking at here?
It's FaceTime. And the ever growing story of two men who poison each other.
Squinty FaceTime murder fun.
No thanks, not interested. Moving on.
Can I point out the lack of genres on the right hand
Yeah,
side?
it just says
PC.
platform PC. It looks like a chat program is what it looks like.
I have a have a
Yeah,
theory.
it looks like Chinese Skype.
This is a fake dating site that is actually for harvesting organs.
Okay.
The actual fuck.
Okay.
I don't want to know
I will
what's going
say
on
this:
in
I
that
know
head,
for a
Kitty.
fact that Chinese culture frowns upon organ donation. So yeah, let's just say a
Oh, this-
few non-Chinese go missing on the streets every once in a while.
Hmm.
No, looking at the picture.
Oh no.
Translate.kitty.
Story.
The next one is going to make you
Give me a second.
anger.
This is
Uh,
the shit on top of the already shit cake.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
Literally.
It is actually just an onboard. It is actually just an onboard chat program
Yeah. Anyway.
for your phone. Poosk. Oh god. Oh man.
Oh, fuck
Yep.
off.
Memes. Memes.
No, it's just people want to be
Cringy.
digihum.
We need a counter that's like that in the top left. Shit not happening. We need that sort of counter when we're going across Greenlight.
Okay. So it's a shit covered runner game.
Basically.
That
Yeah.
is absolutely memes. Okay.
It's not really memes, it's just someone
Depression.
thinks this is funny
Well, they can
Like a
stop it.
kid that enjoys toilet
because they're
humor.
probably 14 and still think seeing
Who-
an ass is funny.
All right. Moving on.
It's like they're me, only with no fucking self-control.
Okay.
Oh man, Memoria.
Oh man.
Oh,
Are they
God
seriously
damn
going to
it.
do this? An adventure
Oh,
like no
RPG,
other. I find. Yeah. No.
RPG Maker!
Only
We
not
have
really because it's
only
an
one
RPG.
tonight.
But
How
without
can you
it
make
names.
RPG Maker
Oh,
any
man.
worse?
Oh gods.
Oh,
Just-
fuck off.
No. Give me another one.
I just love how the original artwork is shitter than the stuff I used to draw in high school in paint with a mouse.
Next.
No
Brain
ton-
cancer. It is the brain cancer. All right. Counter pick.
Counter pick creator.
What? I have no
What?
idea what that means.
Oh,
It's a thing for Dota where you pick, where you try and, where it will literally say what's good currently. It's a meta thing.
It's also Russian.
Yep,
Russian is
Russian
not
Dota
the,
2.
Russian is not the issue. The issue is this looks like crap. Okay, moving on.
It's
My
essentially
English-
something that would be a free mobile app.
You didn't read his description.
I don't
My
wanna...
English-speaking angry friends, if you are not a player in mobile games, do not write nonsense. My English does not allow describe correctly. Why need this program?
Really, people? Come on, let's moving on.
Yep.
It's horrible with languages, English, Russian.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 would be at again. Be at.
Moving on.
It's essentially companion software, or third-party companion software, but it's one shit and two does not need to be sold on Steam.
The one coming up is by
Alright.
the guy that made
Sing
Ozcore.
We Are Alive. Sing
fuck
While We Are
this.
Alive.
This is the Ozcore guy.
Oh.
Nice. And the developer of Newell 333 Days.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ozcore and Newell.
Okay. Right.
It's in 75%. Oh, sorry, it's 75 in a rank of 2,411 games.
Position number 75. How the hell did this
It's
thing get into the top
The
100
collective
so
Russian
quick?
circle jerk.
I'm a guess, yeah. I was gonna say. Oh, how many downloads do we have on the video?
I don't know.
Someone in the chat.
3.
I
We
I
have a
don't think
9
the
to 3
collective
like
Russian
dislike
circle jerk's
ratio.
seen this one.
Maybe not.
I disliked it when I wasn't in the chat, when I wasn't in the voice for a laugh, and no one noticed, so I liked it. I was hoping someone would be like, "Oh, he's back."
I'll say this about the characters: it looks like they've got an existing stock asset and drawn a new face on it, or they've got a stock asset or a how to draw characters asset and just traced it.
That could be.
Question: what the hell is this guy talking about in his announcement? He says, "Everything happened so fast that we did not have time to update the counters."
I have no idea.
44 references. Ugh.
Tell friends if you like a game with me. I like that. And these are the guys that admitted that they used bots and that they paid people to get Oscore.
All right.
Also,
I'm gonna not touch this with a cattle prod at the moment. I'll put a follow on it and ask me again some other time.
Really?
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
There's no more.
Are we out?
Oh no.
Well,
Are we done? And are we free?
we're free.
We'll
All
never
right.
be free.
Good, I'm going to
That
go to
is-
sleep.
Yep. It's time
We
to
will be
wrap
free
up,
once
folks.
Greenlight's over.
You can tell
she'll
when I
leave her on
haven't
software
sleep
forward.
because I swear more than usual and I just don't. Yeah. Like, any semblance of caring is just gone. Tomorrow
Alrighty
I'm
then.
going to be apologetic as fuck.
So, I think that's going to about do it since we don't have any more. We may actually do a secondary Greenlight gathering at some point in the near future to kind of cover some of the stuff we didn't get to today.
Well, there isn't really much stuff that we didn't get to today. That was literally all the submissions that were given in.
Well, that was the what, about 20 or so that turned out to. I think you said something about the original list being some 250 pieces.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't sent in that list.
Hey there, Hired. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. All right. So,
I would like just to say hello to everybody in the chat. I am hailing from my cell phone, so I don't even know who's in the chat, but lots of love to you.
okay.
I'd also like to point out I was joking when I said get cancer. And I wish you all well. I hope you don't get cancer.
Yeah,
Just-
that could be kind of painful for a while. It's a bad
If someone
way to
came
go.
back to me and they're like, I got cancer a week after I said that, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, that would suck. Okay, so that's it for the Greenlight Gathering for this week. We will be back in some other. We will come back some other day and do some more. Don't forget to put in your submissions. We will be working very hard to come up with something down the line to have as far as what we're going to replace this with when Greenlight finally dies. It sounds like we're going to do a little bit of experimentation before we settle on something, and we're going to see how it goes. All right. Any last words from the panel?
No,
Mello.
I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to bed.
Okay, that's it for Brick. How about you, Mello?
My 3 last words: fuck Steam Direct.
Okay. Ratchet.
My 3 last words. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, I got nothing.
I got 3. I got 3.
I
There's
won
nothing
by.
wrong with my maps.
You forgot hello.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay.
Do it.
No.
No.
I have my last words.
Go ahead.
There are certain things in life that are inevitable. One is death, another one is taxes, and the third one that Valve will learn pretty much soon is shit. And it will happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Yep. Actually, Chiva, I'm looking forward to Freedom Planet 2 as well, so. All right. How about you, Ratchet? What did you have?
Sorry, last one.
Last words.
I can't remember.
Ah.
Yeah, Steam's not going to die. Steam's not growing anyway. But
They can happily have.
whatever Amazon did launch or did write the patent for, that's going to come up, and I think that's going to be the main one for indies if Steam fuck this up. But Steam will never lose money.
All right. All right.
That Amazon one's going to get digital homicide, so they are blessed.
They didn't get hammered soon enough, apparently. So, with that, I'm gonna say Greenlight is still shit. But at least we've got some stuff that's still working. So between now and then, guys, be safe, be sane.
And let's make games fun again.
All right, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later.